Hey, what's up everyone? Thank you for tuning in and welcome back to my day trading channel here. For those of you that don't know or just visiting the channel for the first time, I'm a day trader here. I trade small cap stocks and I do a recap every single day that I'm in the market. So make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoy this and you want to stay along for the journey and kind of watch how everything unfolds and kind of see how day trading goes. So anyways, let's go ahead and show you my performance for today. Actually, I'll give you some of the numbers here. Today, June 28th, it's Monday, and today I'm up 931 bucks. So a pretty decent day for me. And I'll hop right into the performance here and kind of show you the performance for today and what I traded. So today's stocks that I traded, ALF was one of them. I had 2 trades on ALF. MRIN was one I had a ton of trades on. What else did I trade? AUUD, I had quite a bit of trades on. And CARV was another one, CARV. So those are what I traded. I'll get into the charts in just a second here. But here was my progress and performance for today. I like to see this type of this trend, this type of graph for me on my performance, except for this area right here. I had a huge failing trade on, it was MRIN, I believe, and took a huge loss from 896 all the way down to 515. So that was a tough one, but I was able to continue digging out of it at the end of the day, and keep trading the rest of the day and actually get back to my high. So that's a great thing right there. And the other benefit here was that I never went red on the day. I really enjoy those days that I don't have to dig out of the red, and today was a good one. I'd much rather be up a high amount and have a drop and then, you know, dig out of it. But either way, pretty decent day. So let's hop into some of the trades. Look at ALF real quick. Now this one, I didn't take a ton of trades on. I'll show you the yearly chart real quick. This thing has been really impressive because over the last couple of days, it has held its strength and it's had 2 huge days here. Huge growth on it and pretty impressive stuff. So that's the yearly chart. Now for today, I think we might have hit kind of a top area. Who knows if this holds its area in here. I think it might maybe have room for some higher numbers, but who knows. Anyways, today I traded it very early on when the market opened and was able to get in for 2 quick trades right in this area here. So it was good. But after that, it just kind of failed and kind of faded all the way until it really hit this low of 1781, kind of bounced off that, and since then it's just been kind of going sideways. So either way, still impressive, but I had just 2 trades on that. So moving on over to MRIN, this was the one I had a ton of trades on today. And just to let you guys know, I actually had 44 trades today, so quite a bit of trades. This one was pretty great in the sense that if you look at the yearly chart here, we know it's a former runner. It's had times in the past where it's spiked up, and the last 3 days on this one, including today, has been really impressive in the fact that it's moved up quite a bit and seems like it's held a lot of its gains. So that's great. But anyways, today I traded it. I think I initially traded it in here and had a few trades kind of in this area where it topped out. It was a flat top right there. 3 attempts at 585 and it couldn't break past it. So it failed, went down, and eventually curled back up. And right in this area, as I see this kind of pushing back up right on this candle, right in the early stages of it, I go, okay, that looks like a good area. I want to hop in here to see if it retests these areas at 564 and then on to 585. So I hopped in, I believe it was at 552 I got in. And I ended up selling way too, no, sorry, let me get the numbers on that just to verify. What time was that? 10:46. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I was able to hop in at 551. And that was actually, I take that back. Yeah, I was at 1041 here. So I was actually looking for it to break in this area, which it didn't. It went up, but I ended up getting in at 551. And then it dropped for a sec, but then it was able to stabilize right there and curl back up. So I was holding it through that, and it just rips real quick. And in that stage of that rippage, I ended up selling, and I sold way too early. 570, what was it? 574. So halfway up this huge move here, this candle, I ended up selling halfway through, and I was just worried that it was going to hit that 585 area, that area of resistance, and you know, go back down. So I just decided to sell early, which was a bad idea. I need to hold my winners a little bit longer because this would have played out great for that. I would have been up a lot more. Still took my profit, so I was out of the move at that point and went into a halt. And then from the halt, it opens up and goes even further. So really impressive. And the rest of the day, I mean, we had this great move up here all the way to 725, and pulls back from there. But I traded it all throughout the day, all in this range, and it was really impressive. And we did hit this area where we kept hitting resistance at $7. But I mean, when you know that's going to be an area of resistance, you can kind of time your trades a little bit better and have just a better idea of where you want to get in and possibly get out too. So, a ton of trades in there. MRN was a good one for me. Too many to go over, but there were quite a bit. So what else did I trade? Oh, let me show you where I made my big mistake today. I'll show you where I went from 896 all the way down to 515, which was a huge hit. That was on MRIN, and that was right in this zone here. Let me get you the numbers for it. What time frame was that? Yeah, 1528. Okay, here we are. So right in this area here, I knew we were hit. We kept hitting 7. Well, let's call it like let's just call it 705. We kept hitting that area. It was, and right in here was the third time for it to do it. And as it pulled back, and then looked like it almost wanted to go again. I was thinking that this might be the big breakout point. So I got it wrong. My timing is wrong on it, and I got the wrong play on it. But anyways, I hopped in, and I hopped in at 658. And oh, I take that back. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, here we go. This is right. Okay. I got in at 696. So anticipating that breakout, hopping in, and complete flush. So I'm in it, and it was like just the worst timing. Hopped in right there, and like as soon as I got into it, it just downhill. So it went down pretty fast and hard. So I just decided to throw in a market order, which was kind of I don't know. I had to get out, and when there's big flushes like this, sometimes I'll just throw in the market order just to get out, because if they do, you know, if they do this twice in a sense where it flushes on the first candle and it flushes again on the second, like that's just, you don't want to be in that kind of stuff. I've seen it plenty of times, so I just threw in a market order. Problem with that is you get filled sometimes so low. So market fill for me was at 658. See, way down here. And had I waited for a sec, I could have popped out at like 672 maybe. But whatever, I got out of it. It was a bad timing on it. It wasn't necessarily, I don't think the idea was bad because it eventually did break out at the very end of the day. But yeah, just it's kind of a fake out there for me. Just read it wrong, and that's where I took my big loss there. But from there, I was still able to dig out of it, so that was good. Let's see. I'll move on over to, and actually, you can tell here after hours, super impressive. Look at this. We closed up here, and man, I always have some hesitations. But a stock like this, especially curling at the very end of the day where it's going to break the high of the day, which was 726. You know, we broke that right at the last part of the last minute of the day. And it zooms past that. Market closes and after hours dips down just a bit, but the thing, I guess just from this initial rip, brought so much more momentum and traders to the table because it was breaking that previous high, that I think that's why all this momentum is still in the stock here. And I don't necessarily like trading after hours just because it's harder to get in and out of trades. And my speed keys that I use for all my trades, they don't work for after hours trading. And so that's why I typically don't trade after hours. Now, if I'm holding something and it goes into after hours, sure, I'll sell it, but I'm not using the hotkeys after hours. But anyways, really impressive here. This is very, very impressive. All the way up at 858 from 740. So huge move. Very, very impressive stock. Who knows what tomorrow? Thing might continue or could drop off pretty hard, but anyways, that was MRIN. Let me know if you guys traded it and how you did on the stock today. That's what I want to hear from you guys today. Really would appreciate the input and find out how you did on MRIN. If it was tricky for you or if you just made some excellent money, congratulations to you if you did. So other stock that I traded, and I kind of bounced between this one and MRIN, which was AUUD. Now, it wasn't up as much as MRIN, but if we look at the yearly chart here, definitely some good strength on this one. Last couple of days we've just been on the up and up, and today was no different, and it was actually a huge day for it today. And I started trading it a little bit later because this area was kind of had a flat top area here around 565. So I did trade it in this area here, looking for that next break higher. We didn't get it, but then we eventually did as it curled back up. So a few trades on that one, and then the last one I'll cover. Actually, it won't be the last one, but I had one trade on CARV. Now this one, I'm just frustrated at, and I don't know how to feel about it because CARV, looking at the yearly chart, we know it's a former runner. It's had plenty of different days where it spikes up hard and then goes right back down to what it was trading at. But it has potential, and so I've traded it in the past. I remember the name, and today I see it, curling pretty hard. So I think, okay, we might have some potential here. And the reason I looked at it is because we had this huge run up right in here. That's where my eyeballs got onto it. Now the problem here was that there was no volume earlier in the day. There was just none. So that's kind of a problem sometimes because you don't know how it's going to ride out, especially for something like this that goes into a halt. As I'm watching it, I see it, boom, go right into the halt. And it's tricky from that part because you go, okay, we didn't have much volume. So I don't know if this is going to be an absolute pump and then a fail. But if more volume comes in and people hop onto this more, I think it definitely has the opportunity to rip much higher. So anyways, as it opens up, I see it fail pretty hard and dip down. I'm thinking, okay, this might be an opportunity to buy in and try to ride this out into a next curl and possibly another leg higher. But problem was volume just died out right as I hopped into my first trade. And problem with this one is I kept averaging down, which was not a good idea. So first part that I added into was at 1293, and then from there I added in 2 more times. I think one was at 1270, and then another like 12, I think it was like 1226. And so anyways, I'm sitting into this position just waiting for it to curl because I needed it to get to 12. My average cost at that point, I think, was 1277. And so what I had to do was hold on to this one. And as it kept going down, there was no volume. So I thought to myself, man, I think I just need to dump this. This is not a good position to be in. The stock is not doing what I want it to do. And it's not panning out for me at this point. So I figure, let me hold because it might have a curl where it breaks this flat area at 1256. If we get a little push above that, I could sell and get out, break even. So let's just work for that. And that wasn't good to hold something like that. But hey, it did work out for me in the sense that it did break that past VWAP. We went into this area where we just tapped 1282, and I was able to actually sell at it was 1278. So I got out of there, break even for me, which was great. But at the same time, when I did that, I see it. I was watching it right in here, and I just see these red candles right in here, and that's why I actually tuned out from it. And I go, I'm done with it. See you later. And maybe I should have kept it on the screen because from there, it actually ripped up a little bit, pulled back, and then just had a massive move up. So had I held on to this, that would have been a huge gain for me because I was in pretty big size. Let me see if I can find my final share size real quick for you guys. Yeah, I was in at 470 shares. Let me do the real quick. So 27, 70. Yeah, so I was holding a $6,000 position, and damn, had I held on it for that ride, that would have been huge, really huge. So that's where I'm looking at that. I'm just kind of frustrated with it because, seeing it go up, I got into my position, was in a losing position, holding it for a long time, broke even, which was decent, but at the same time, to see it rip now, after the fact is frustrating, but it's just the way it goes. So I'm glad I got out of it and I didn't really, take a huge hit on it, which was good. So, all right, that pretty much wraps it up for most of my trading today. I covered MRIN, AUUD, and CARV as well. Missed out on that one. Let me know if you traded those stocks. I want to find out how you guys did on them. And I will cover my AMC swing position real quick before I head out. Let me show you the calendar first. Okay, so that was performance. Did pretty decent today. Today, Monday, 931 bucks. Puts me in a much better position for the month. So on the month, sitting up 65.72. I'm pretty happy with that. I've had 16 green days, 4 red. So the ratios there I really, really like. Now, the problem with me is typically my red days are pretty big. And if for three of them, well, let's see. This was my biggest red day, which was down $1,000. The next worst one was down 400, and then the other two, one was break even, and the other was down, you know, $200. So not bad. This has been a pretty good month for me, and I'm happy about it. So got 2 days left in the month, and I definitely want to put some solid green on the table. And hey, if I can put, you know, $1,000 more on the month, I will be a happy camper. So, you know, from there, all I got to do is $500 both days. I think it's doable, but I just got to be, I can't get too heavy handed and swing for the fences and go for some crazy stuff and end up blowing up a big red day. So that would not be good. But let's go on over to AMC real quick. This one, as I've told you guys, if you've been watching the channel, has just been grinding for me, and I've just been getting super antsy for it. So real quickly, status on this is my average cost AMC is $16 there. It's $15.97. So way down here, and I got into the move kind of anticipating the breakout, and you know, the news came, and all the news came out as far as we've just been having the meme stocks blow up, GME, and this whole new craze. So with that, looking at this yearly chart here, we have just been bouncing around in this range for quite a bit of time here. And for me, it feels like forever because I'm a day trader and I get in and get out. But I've been holding this one now for quite a while, since the end of May. And for me, that's kind of a long time in a trade. But I think this thing still has a lot of potential. I think before we break out of this range here, we got onto some much bigger things, especially with the you know, all the hedge funds and the shorting going on it. If we can squeeze them out of it, then I think it's going to be still a huge move. But anyways, setting up $5,666, which is excellent. It's, you know, 262% gain for me. So it's been good. I need to be happy with that, in that sense that that's a great move. That's a solid move. Now it has taken, you know, almost a month to do, but hey, that's still great. And if we get that next big push, I think it's going to be quite amazing. So we'll see, but let me know if you were in the AMC position as well. But today I mentioned, you know, just still getting kind of antsy from all this because it's taken a while to go through this range. I've had so many days where it's just kind of trading in that range, but we're tightening up a bit. As you notice, we had the big initial push, and then we had a big sell-off, then a bit of a bounce, and so everything following this huge candle, the candles have progressively gotten a little bit smaller and smaller, and then they got about equal, but they're all about the same range every day. And even the last couple days, they've actually tightened up a bit, which I think is good news. I think the more it tightens up and we get closer and closer to 62, let's call it 64, and we tap 64 or really break past it, I think it's on for a huge move. But who knows? This thing could still break down. We don't know. And I'm just playing it as my big swing of the year, I guess, and we'll see what unfolds. I'll either be regretting that I didn't sell here, or glad that I held on to it if it goes to the moon. So we'll see. That pretty much wraps it up for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's recap. Please let me know how you did. I love hearing from you guys and finding out your struggles, and also your successes, what you traded well and how it went. So that wraps it up for today. Take care, have a good one, and we'll see you Tuesday. And hey, I'm hoping this week we can get some rippage going on here with AMC, and I think this week might be the week, but that's just me. I don't know anything. Just a guy on YouTube here, so that's it. Take care. See you guys on the next one.